Now Sluman at the 14th. Third shot on this wonderful par 5.
He has 146. That's a 9-iron.
Down.
Needs to get down. This green is really hard going downwind. Just roll through, I believe.
Down in that chipping area and just a little behind the cutback there, Jerry.
Can't shoot at this flag, Brent. You just cannot shoot at the 14th flag.
Wonderful view of the fairway here in the 10th. The cliffs off to the side.
Morgan has 198. Wind quite a bit in his face now and out of the right.
He sure played a good second shot to the 9th.
Played a great shot, Steve, and then I think his choice of clubs. He tried to putt it out of that first cut of rough, and that is really dangerous. Probably a 2-iron. I don't think he'll start it out over the ocean. I think he'll try and start it right at the middle of the green and try and hold it into that wind. The wind's blowing so hard, it's hard to hold it into the wind, and if you get it riding with the wind, then it won't stop on the green.
The graphic told the story of the day.
There's that Oklahoma background.
How about that? There's a little run-up shot.
Well, that's not good. That's brilliant.
Jack Nicklaus, how tough is this 10th hole here at Pebble Beach?
Brett, is really tough. I mean, you can see the shot that Gill just played there, and he just missed actually the hazard line by 3 or 4 feet, and he's up there 15 feet from the hole. It's just a very, very difficult hole. I notice out there the seagulls aren't even flying today.
That's Woosnam from 195.
Go, Pete. Shot there. Shot.
The storyline, at least the main one, is Tom Kite. Can he hold on? He's the only one under par. The 1972 Open at Pebble Beach marked the last of the duels between Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer for a major championship. On Sunday, Nicklaus had the lead but was in trouble. He had a sizable putt for a bogey on the 12th hole with Palmer up ahead on the 14th. A Nicklaus miss and a successful putt by Palmer would have put Arnold in the lead. It went the other way. So Nicklaus retained his lead. Palmer's challenge was over. Nicklaus went on to win his 3rd Open by 3 shots. It'll be the El Paso Open. Then the heavyweights return to ABC's Wide World of Sports. Tommy Morrison continues his drive for a title shot. He'll take on Joe Hipp live. Plus the $1 Million Dash, the American Championship Racing Series, continues with the Hollywood Gold Cup. It's all Saturday on ABC. And here at Pebble Beach, it is Tom Kite trying to win his first major championship. On the course as a competitor, he's earned more money than anybody else. That's earnings in tournaments where he has finished. He's the only golfer left under par, but Jeff Sluman, whom you're watching from above here, is at even par.
Good work, sir. Good work, sir.
Using the putter from that chipping area that the USGA put adjacent to 3 greens. At the 10th, Morgan for birdie.
Come on, get in.
I don't think that Dr. Gil Morgan will be out here tomorrow with his Instamatic taking pictures. Now Sluman for par at 14.
Brent, he has made 4 of those now in the last 5 holes.
Second shot for Kite at 11.
Tom's got 105 yards here. The wind is right at his back, and I think he really needs to be careful of a big mound on the right side of the green. Good smart shot would be to play it toward the middle or left part of the green. Difficult shot, even though it's a short one.
4 greens.
Well, he knows at this juncture that par is his best friend. He's pars his aim on every hole now.
At 10, here's Woozy for birdie.
You know, Woozy finished second in the U.S. Open at Oak Hill to Curtis Strange. Here's the 11th hole, an uphill par 4 of only 384 yards, playing dead downwind today. Can't see the fairway from the tee, must fit it between 2 thick stands of rough. From there, today with the wind, it's a short wedge, second to this very small but firm green.
Morgan's reached the tee at 10. Make it 11. This is the 11th tee for Morgan.
He has really driven the ball beautifully today. It just shows you how hard this course is. 5 over par and is driven perfectly.
What might have been is history. This is one of the most dramatic backdrops for a tee shot. And they begin the march away from the ocean, but it'll come back. At number 17, now it is Brooks.
Third shot at 11.
Now, while we're away, let's take a look at some scores. Tom Kite, the only competitor under par, 3 under and just struggling to hang on right now, has hit only 4 greens today. The leading money winner on the PGA Tour, Davis Love, toured this treacherous course this afternoon in an 83. That left him 12 over for the tournament. Freddie Couples in at 74. So he was 6 over for those of you who had a soda pop wagered on how those two might make out at the U.S. Open. Payne Stewart, our defender, has now gone to 9 over. He was 1 under when we began the day. Sluman, 15.
That's a little wedge from 105 yards, knocking it down. Whoa. You know, Brent, as we remember earlier this year, Sluman got beaten in a playoff here with Mark O'Meara. He's very confident coming down this back 9.
And O'Meara didn't even reach the final 2 rounds. Another one of the amazing stories here. Now Kite for a birdie at 11.
Get in there. Yes.
So Tom Kite was able to win on the regular tour at Atlanta. You might recall that got him into the top 10 in money just at the deadline. That got him into the U.S. Open, and our Frank Anigan had an opportunity to talk to Tom about that situation.
The wind helped. You know, winning cures a lot of illnesses. You know, obviously I was disappointed in not being in the Masters. Somehow I think they need to rework their and the U.S. Open too. I think everybody needs to work it around to where the top players are in the game. I think it's a crying shame that Greg Norman is not allowed to play in the U.S. Open this week. He's one of the top 10 players in the game. I think you know, for me not to be in the Masters was you know, certainly suspect. But Greg had an off year last year. I had an off year last year, and we're paying the consequences because of that.
Well, Greg Norman appreciates the sentiment, Tom, but after watching everyone out here, I'm not so sure, Steve, that he isn't enjoying watching what's happening rather than playing in it today.
Well, he'd rather be here, Brent. Any player of that caliber wants to compete in major championships. I think the amazing thing to keep in mind is Kite makes his turn into the back nine. He and Fowler were the only two players this week to play the back nine under par from an aggregate total.
And again, if you just joined us, remember that Colin Montgomery, who toured the course earlier today in 2 under 70, sitting and watching. He is tied with Jeff Sluman here. Both are at even par. Both are 3 back of Tom Kite.
Go on.
Boy, I tell you, that's a super pitch there. You just can't imagine how fast the greens are here coming in. He just barely touched that ball with a sand wedge.
Now Morgan at the 11th, his second shot.
127 yards up the hill with the wind. I don't think that there's any way that you can get the ball inside where Tom Kite just had it. You'd have to play a miracle shot up and bounce it in the rough to the right, but there's just no way you can bounce it in front of the green even without it going to the left. That's what happens when you try and play that shot.
Come on.
Before that, it was Woosnam.
Perfect, guy.
All you can do.
Now our leader has reached the tee here, 200-yard par 3.
Trying to determine what the wind velocity is right now. As you peer down at the 12th green, the flag is actually laying limp on the flag stick. You can feel it up here on the tee, though.
Mark Sluman just tapped in for par at 15, so he stays at even.
Get in the hole, baby!
Good shot.
It's headed toward the right part of the green.
The experienced play.
I'll tell you, the gallery's starting to smell it out here right now, too.
Great shot, Tom. Great shot.
Meanwhile, here's Raymond Floyd. He's gone to 8 over, third shot at 18. The great lady. Bottom of the screen, the 11th green. Gil Morgan.
A little chip that's going to go quite a bit to his left. I think Ian Woosnam's going to play first, however. Woosnam's shot will break to his right, be very, very quick.
Woosnam's at 2 over.
When he won at Augusta, he really kind of captured the emotion of the gallery, while there were some who perhaps protested the fact that he was an international player. I think when all was said and done, he was a very popular winner.
Tom Kite will not have to worry about getting into the Masters next year. Top 16 plus ties qualify for Augusta out of the U.S. Open. Kite will surely be one of those.